Hi everyone, we're here today with the BMW M4 competition pack. Very exciting.
As you can see, it's green.
Green, Java green?
Java green.
Called. So with the competition pack, you pay an extra 125,000 Rand over the 1.2 million Rand base price.
Yep.
And with that, you get 14 kilowatts extra, taking you to 331 in total. You get these fancy wheels, which are competition pack only.
Yes.
You get an M active differential,
Correct.
which is some fancy electronic stuff. And you get some seat belts with stripes on them.
And you get 0 to 100 in 4 seconds instead of the 4.1 or whatever it did before.
The most exciting part is definitely the seat belts. And the green color is also extra money, but it's at least R1 million because BMW won't even tell you how much it costs.
Exactly. Okay, so first of all, what I like is the looks. Let's exclude the green paint, because the green paint is going to either alienate you or make you want to buy one right now.
Yeah.
It
alienates most people.
It's a polar opposite reaction the whole time. So ignore the green color for the moment. The actual styling of the car, I think, is fantastic. I think the M4 is slightly better than the M3. I think the wheel arches are very slightly more pronounced, things like that. I think the back looks a little bit better. So I think on a looks front, much better, well, not much better, better than the M3, and I already think the M3 looks great, and I think this looks great. Stuff like the wing mirrors here, fantastic. It is a big car. It's not a small, light, nimble sports car anymore. And it hasn't really been that for quite a few years. I mean, even the E46 M3 is quite a large car, actually, and it's just grown in size since then. Hence things like the M2. But the M4, behind the wheel, actually sitting behind the wheel, the seats, I find the seats very comfy. I think they've done an excellent job with the seats. It is difficult to get in and out the car because your doors are just so long that unless you are 6 foot a million, the seat is going to be sitting in such a case where you've got to like inch your way across and then get in the car.
In a parking lot, that is quite a big issue.
It is a very big issue, I will grant you that, but then if that bothers you, get the M3. Yeah. Which they also do a competition pack with as well.
Yeah.
Apart from that, actual inside, very BMW, everything's, classic BMW looking. There's nothing super swanky and super fancy and out there, but that's fine. Yeah. I find the infotainment system pretty annoying to use. It's
iDrive.
Yeah, the iDrive system, I'm not a fan. I think Merc does their info whatever system, whatever they call that, much better. This, I simply find it's too fiddly. There are too many options, too many buttons, too many menus in menus that you've got to go through to get to some fairly obvious stuff. Right, what do you think about the M4 though?
To start off with, I would never buy the M4, I'd just get the M3. Far more practical. I think it looks better. I don't like the M4, the rear at all. So off the bat, I'd rather buy the M3. Given that they are largely the same underneath, this thing is an absolute animal, like completely
it's a lunatic,
off the flippin' charts. It's like, it's really mad.
If you buy this, you either never ever turn the TC even half off, or you save up a lot of money for tires, because you're going to go through tires quickly.
No, you'll go through tires, but that's assuming you don't die in the first 10 kilometers of driving.
Okay. We're going to have an argument now, but okay, keep going.
If you buy this car and you've never owned something that's got more than 150 kilowatts before in your life, or even 200 to be honest, just don't waste your money. Go and buy something else to start with and just work your way up, because genuinely, if you buy this thing and you think, oh, I'm going to turn this traction control off,
it will kill you.
You will just immediately die.
Yeah, you will. Especially in the wet. I mean, it's on one of these Michelin
it's undrivable.
Super Sports. Yeah,
it's undrivable in the wet with TC off, literally.
Well, yeah, but
undrivable. You're just constantly fighting oversteer just in a straight line at any stage. If you use the throttle pedal, you're
So you are reliant on TC. I'll grant you that.
It's mad.
But it's because these tires are like super slicks, or semi-slicks. Sorry.
Pilot Super Sports. Oh,
yeah. They're like a semi-slick tire
should be pretty
almost.
good. What else don't I like? The settings, crumbs, to get the thing into comfort. Like, unless you've pre-selected M1 or 2, the little buttons on the steering wheel, to have one of them to have comfort settings. You've got to push like 5 different buttons, because there's one for the gearbox, there's one for the suspension, there's one for the throttle response, there's one for the steering. It's just millions of buttons to get into comfort.
I'm going to counter you on that.
It's not even comfortable.
I'm countering you on that right now, simply because, yes, I agree. If you want to adjust the gear ferocity by like one little tweak, fair enough. But if you have your M1, so what I had M1 set up with MDMA mode or MDM mode or whatever that drug mode is that it has,
which is the active differential,
which leaves some of the TC on and lets you play a little bit, but won't let you die. So you put that in M1. So you set that up. M2 you set up with everything off.
Yes.
You set it into full be a hero mode.
Yeah.
If you're then in M2 and you press the button, so you've got to double press it to engage.
Confirm,
then you press it once and it goes out of it.
Yes.
But it goes back to like a standard eco mode.
Yeah, but everything else in this was set up in Sport Plus.
So you just set up your standard.
But how? Where? I could not find that in the menu.
You just set it up and then leave it.
I spent 20 minutes going through that settings menu.
I'm pretty sure.
Couldn't find the standard setting with no M buttons, just standard. Then you think, well, okay, I've now changed everything to comfort. I then go into M mode. Then I'm like, okay, I've had enough of death, so I'm going to go back into normal. No, I'm back in Sport Plus. But I'm on efficient eco driving mode. It's just, it doesn't make sense. I don't get it.
But you also have a problem with the way this car rides, and I don't.
Yeah, you see, I find comfort is not... I'm going to take that off the table, because you're buying a competition pack. You're not buying this to be comfortable, let's be honest. It's bearable in comfort.
You see,
mode,
I don't have a problem with it. You feel the bumps. Like, obviously, you go over a speed bump, you've gone over a speed bump.
Yeah.
But two things. First of all, the front splitter, side skirts, and the rear are quite high off the ground.
No.
So you've got no ground clearance issues. Number one, and number two, the car itself takes all the brunt of the shock. So the seats, in particular, I found absorbed the blow. So you feel the bump.
Yeah.
You definitely feel the bump, but it doesn't hurt you. I always hate it when when in a car you hit a bump and it physically you go, ow, that hurt.
Yeah.
That was sore.
Yeah.
In this, the actual seat I find absorbs a lot of that, and so you don't notice it as much. So I'm happy to live with the stiff suspension.
I'm also happy it's a competition pack. I'm not going to argue on that point. As I say, I think this is just, it's so much of an animal that it's just something you have to work up to. You cannot just go, because you've now suddenly come into a lot of money, you cannot just go and buy one of these, because you won't use even a tenth of its capability if you don't push it. And if you do push it, you're likely to have an accident.
Yeah, so if this is like your first major car, be very careful. Be so careful, because you are going to run into big problems very quickly taking the TC off.
Yeah.
So if this is particularly if it's your first rear-wheel drive car.
Yeah.
If you're coming from like a Golf GTI or something, then leave the TC on for like a long time, because seriously, that's going to go badly for you.
So if we move to this thing's competition, which is the C63 Coupe.
Coupe, yeah.
Okay. I got into that and instantly felt perfectly comfortable. It's got more power, a lot more power than this, at 375 kilowatts, but just so much more forgiving, confidence inspiring. This, I was like cuck scared. And to me, that's not the best feature. I'll agree that if you're a very serious driver and you go to a lot of track days, you've got a lot more to learn in one of these.
Agreed.
Look, so it'll challenge you more. I just
respect the fact that this is a bit of a demon car. This is a bit of is like a bit of a widowmaker.
It is a bit.
And that's a cool thing.
The other thing that
not many manufacturers do that anymore.
No, they don't. Another thing that annoys me intensely though is how BMW pride themselves on being this precision driving tool,
And this isn't.
and this is not. This
not
is
not quite.
just
No.
pure brute force. There's no real steering feel. You have your throttle positioning is so sensitive. It's like either not a lot or absolutely all the torque that is available.
That's
is
because
coming
of the
in
turbo.
At
So that turbo kicks in
3,000.
at about 3,000, but properly, and it
Yeah.
really hits you up the
Yeah.
backside, and then you are off.
so there's no such thing as being precise. It's just complete brute force.
But do you not think that something like the M2 is meant to be the precision tool, and this is a big tool?
M cars should just all be precision tools.
Okay, I get.
That's what they've sold themselves on for 40 years, 30 years.
Yeah,
my maths
30
is
years.
not good,
30 years
but-
of the M3.
Yeah,
You've just annoyed a lot of M3 owners. with
I'm
your
sure I
40 years.
have. Yeah, and I probably annoyed them as well because I'm not singing its praises. But to me, the Merc is a better all-rounder and inspires more confidence for someone who's not ultra serious about driving.
I agree. I couldn't
and-
agree more, and that's why I like the M4. Because if you can have this car and drive it with the TC off, just around town,
Yeah,
in full M mode, then you've got to be a reasonably decent driver to not have had a big accident.
yeah.
And I hate the whole get a massive car with a lot of power and look at me, I'm a poser. This car doesn't really let you do that if you turn everything off.
It's green.
Okay, fine. I
With
said at
red
the beginning,
interior.
ignore the green.
This is
Ignore
like
the
a
green. You get it
watermelon.
in the blue. Get it in the Yasmarina blue. Because
Yeah,
also they've paired green with red.
yeah. It's very watermelonish.
And yeah, my girlfriend did say she was embarrassed to get in and out of it. In this color.
So I think in conclusion, I can respect something like this, but I think they've strayed too far from their roots of
It's too muscle car like.
it's too muscle
you.
car like.
Okay.
And I expected my first M car experience to be quite different to what it was.
Fair enough. Personally, I like it. So take that. I think it just depends on what you want out
Yeah.
of the car. I've got no airs about what this car should be because it's an M car. I don't care. I own an M car,
Yeah.
but I don't personally identify solely with the M brand. I'm not have to have a BMW M because they're the best cars ever.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
There are other good cars out there as well. This one I just like for what it is.